Previous to World War II, people were more individuated. They had hobbies. They had hobbies as children. They got into things in great detail, how to do things right. But since World War II, the social has replaced that. It's more important to be social and to have a lot of friends around. And life became chaotic. Life can't be anything but chaotic with a bunch of other people involved. Social, social, social. You're judged by how many friends you have. You hear young people saying, all my friends don't think like that, all my friends. They're bragging about all their friends. It's not a badge of honor to have thousands of acquaintances. Maslow said that the most intelligent people have maybe 3 or 4 good friends, not thousands of acquaintances. That doesn't mean anything. So that really bugged me when I went to a small town. Everything was about social. People didn't have fences around their home, for example. It was come one, come all. Just come all day long. Just drop in whenever you want. And life is a chaotic frenzy that way. You can't plan your own day. You're always being interrupted. People are always on the phone now. That's the present day characterization of this. They're always on the phone. Like that makes them superior. Not me. I don't even talk on the darn phone. I'm not interested. I want to get some work done. When these people invade you, I felt invaded totally in a small town. They would bring their friends. You feel ganged up on, overwhelmed if you're one into solitude, and not only are they invading you, invading your privacy, they're bringing all their friends. That's another thing about the social generation. It's hangout culture. Nobody comes alone. They all come with a gang. I hated that. Little did I know I was dealing with homosexuals. I thought I was being a good hostess. I love home. I love creating a home like most women. And men would come to my house. They didn't have a home, or they didn't know how to create one. You see, in the 50s and 60s, men usually had their own apartments. They were more mature. Now they're not. Young men, a lot of them don't have fathers in the home, and they have feminist mothers, and they just don't know how to create their own homes. They're attracted to a woman who has a home. And they would come and just hang out. And because I needed approval and had low self-esteem, I thought, gee, I'm so popular. They just wanted my home. They wanted a place to get out of the rain, a place to hang, a place to go to the refrigerator to pour themselves some wine. Homosexuals. It wasn't sexual with me, but they came to take over my home. And it got worse and worse. They would bring their friends. They would come at lunchtime. Then more and more they would move in until I would have to just leave town. I would move out of town to get rid of them because I wasn't strong enough to say, don't come here. I don't want you to come to my home anymore. I didn't have strong boundaries. I should have said, I want to be alone. Please don't come. But I thought that would be a hideous image to want to be alone, that they would gossip about me because I want to be alone. In a social generation, that's a hideous image. No, I'll talk a lot about the homosexuals. I don't like having my home taken over. And now that I have a ranch and a fence and a locked gate and I've relocated, life is heaven, just like this picture behind me. Life is happy every single moment because I don't have drop-ins anymore. Most people are bored and lonely. I am never bored and never lonely. I have angels, God, my animals, my husband in the other room, thousands of things to investigate on the internet. I am never bored and never lonely, but most people are. What was the draw to these men? Not alcohol, not pot, not food, although that was all part of it. Home. They used me as a country club, a place to come, a place to just hang out, to bring their friends. Don't let it happen. Every day is important. You need to fulfill your destiny. You are not a country club. You are not a free restaurant. Stop this, get a fence, get a lock gate, and tell them to go elsewhere. The cerebrotomic is hypersensitive. They are supersensitive. They are pricked constantly by people. They are pincushions. This supersensitivity is like being a cat in a room full of rocking chairs when around people. It's just not worth it. It's not a happy thing. They're happy when alone, with God, thinking deeply, being in the right brain, seeing how everything fits together. Every event they see, they put it through the brain. How does this fit a larger picture? What is the pattern here? Most people don't think like that. Now, cerebrotomics, those who want to be alone, those who seek solitude with trouble, they have a fear of disorder. That's what it's characterized by, fear of disorder. They realize that heaven is clean order and hell is dirty disorder. Now look at most people, a lot of them. Disorder, they have no sense of order. And this the cerebrotonic cannot stand. When they get with other people, there's a sense of superfluity, of non-essentiality. They got too much stuff around. Willy-nilly, here or there, just too many things. They don't eliminate. All recovery is elimination. That is our formula. All disease is obstruction. All recovery is elimination. All success will then be attraction once you've eliminated. They don't think that way. They don't think that less is more. They think that more is more. And their lives are filled with non-essential stuff. That holds them back. It weighs them down. It bugs people when I talk so much about sin. What is sin? Let's look at it in energetic terms. Einstein said it's all just energy. Jung said what sin is recycled energy in outworn channels. Instead of being in grace with the universe where everything is in synchronicity and miracles are happening, you're in God's will, you're working things out, you're becoming renowned, you're in your destiny, miracles every moment. Every moment is a divine design. Instead of that, you are out of grace. That's being in grace. You're out of grace when you are in sin, also known as addiction. Energy recycled in outworn channels. All you're thinking about is the trigger, your desire, food, alcohol, sex, whatever. That's all you're thinking about, and that puts you out of grace with the universe. You're what you call a disgrace. And when you're disgraced, out of grace, you make mistakes. And your whole perception changes. You wake up thinking weird things. Instead of optimism, you are a pessimist. Doubt sets in. Jung also said that with every sin, there's a compensation in the next moment. When we sin, we feel shame inside. No matter what the outer is, that's what we feel. And then we compensate for that. And that compensation people can pick up on. It lowers your power in the moment. It lowers how they view you. You look more kind of weaselish when you're in sin because you feel ashamed. A compensation. We have an expression in psychology. Everything is compensatory. That's what sin is to me. It's going to show, it's going to bring down your power in public, Nothing will work out. There won't be any miracles. Everything will be compensatory, and life will get more degraded because as you decline like that in your self-esteem, you need the trigger more. You need the device more, the pleasure device, your bag you fall into to deal with anxiety. Sin is a way of coping with anxiety, and the anxiety gets worse. Sin always gets worse. With time, it costs more than you think, it takes more time than you think, you lose more than you could ever imagine until you hit bottom.